Hi everyone, and welcome back to this build of the small run batch, kit for the Peckett GAMECOCK loco. Had a bit of a disaster. That's why the desk's a bit of a mess. I'll explain what's happened and whether I think I can fix it or exactly what's going to happen. But first, we'll go with some good news. So I decided that although the kit comes with a motor, it's a 6-volt motor. And now obviously we normally run our models on 12 volts, so you have to fit a resistor. The motors are not particularly powerful, etc, etc. So what I thought I'd do is replace it. You can now, since the kit was released, there have been motors made available of exactly the same size, same shaft size, that run directly on 12 volts. So I've bought one of those, and hopefully it will give better performance if we get to a final build, and we'll come to that in a minute. Amazed with the service for this, so I ordered this from Tram Fabric. Website is here, no association other than very happy customer. And yeah, I ordered this at about 2:10 one afternoon, and it dropped through my letterbox at about 10:20 the following morning. So fantastic service. Wasn't ridiculously expensive, and as I say, will really add to the kit. However, as I said, bit of a disaster. I'm filming this literally while I kind of try and talk through in my head as much as anything else what the heck I'm going to do. So if you remember previously, what we'd looked at was one of the things we'd done, or I'd done, was I'd built up these piston rods. So they're tiny little things that run in the slide bars. Now they obviously have to connect to the wheel, and they do that by a connecting rod that goes in this cutout here down to the rear wheel, and there's a pin that joins the connecting rod and the piston rod together, so that as it goes in and out, this angle can change. And you can see here, if I can pick it up, they're thin and small, so it slots the, come on, focus, it goes in here like that, and it can then angle up and down like that. Okay, nothing complicated. The tricky bit, of course, is fixing these two together. And what you do is you put a small pin through from the front all the way through, and then solder the connecting rod to the pin, and that should make a hinge that will do that, and then you can cut it back. Now the instructions warn you that obviously this is tricky. They suggest tissue paper covered in oil to act as a barrier between the parts. And I did all that, and I have built something like this before on a previous kit without problems, but on this occasion it's gone horribly wrong. I applied a very small amount of heat. The whole thing, it was obviously enough heat travelling down the pin, that the solder in the crosshead started to melt enough that now the pin is stuck solid in here, which wouldn't be a problem. Well, is kind of a problem, because now the connecting rod was supposed to be stuck to the pin so it would hinge, so that's all messed up. And more importantly, the actual piston rod's fallen off. I can't even find it. It's obviously dropped off, and I've not noticed when I picked it up. Yeah, all the gaps I filed at the edges of the crossheads to get everything to work in the slide bars are also, at least one of them has disappeared. One of the laminates actually came slightly undone. I had to kind of straighten them to get them back into the right position, so that's obviously flooded the guides again. So I'm going to have to essentially strip this down completely. I'm going to have to get the pin out. I'm going to have to rebuild the piston rod and crosshead, even though it's not in its guides anymore. And then I'm going to still have to put the pin back through and solder the connecting rod to it. And I have essentially no idea how I'm going to do all that. I mean, I'm sure I can get it apart, enough heat, and I can get the pin out. But yeah, I really don't know quite what to do, really. I mean, no, it's not a problem with the instructions or the kit. I mean, these things are small and fiddly, and I knew it was going to be an issue. I'm just not entirely sure how I'm going to fix it yet. yeah, sorry, I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to do it, and I don't know. So I might have a go before next week, and we might come back to this next week, or I might put the whole model away in a box and leave it for a while, do something else and come back to it. I mean, this kit looks lovely. The final model, I've seen them and they look lovely, and I wanted to make mine. I wanted to have a really good go at, make a good model from the kit. And as I say, through no fault of the kit, just my skills with the soldering iron, this part is completely messed up. So I'm not even going to attempt to do the other one yet. When I do have a look at this, I'm going to attempt to fix this one first. There's no point having them both duff. I might as well fix this one, work out the best way of doing it, and then do the other one. But as I say, at the moment, I don't know whether I can face doing this one for a while. Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure. So I'm sure we will come back to this kit at some point. I'm just not going to promise it's next week. But I didn't want it to just disappear from the channel, and you don't know why. There's no point me doing these videos if I don't show you the things that go wrong as well as the things that go right. We all learn from the things going wrong as much as we learn from them going right. So yeah, a bit upset about this, but as I say, totally my fault, not a kit problem. I just haven't come up with a good idea of how to sort it yet. So I am sure one day I will get there. I am just not going to promise when that is. So thanks for watching, and I will attempt to be back as normal next week with some actual modelling progress. It's a shame that I literally just got back to it after the summer, and it's gone a bit pear-shaped. But that is the way it is. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will hope to see you next week. Bye.